decided that I needed to get back into it is because I had to go see a cardiologist about my heart. And that really scared the shit out of me. I got 2 kids. I'm 32. No, this cannot be my story. Absolutely not. Hey, y'all. Hi, I'm Crystal. Welcome to my channel. Oh my gosh. So this is like officially my first sit down video with you guys, and I'm so excited and happy to be here. And I already have a video up on my channel, Workout with Me, even when I didn't want to. So if y'all haven't checked that out, go check that out. But then I got to thinking, like, dang girl, you ain't even sat down with these people and explained who you are. So I wanted to come and sit down and really just give y'all insight into how I got here, how we got here, how we got to a YouTube channel, how we got into working out the way that I do. How did we get here? So I first want to start off by preferencing that this channel is not going to be about aesthetics, okay? So if you're into aesthetics, if you're into, let me make sure okay. Sorry, I had to make sure we was connected. So if you're into like, things that you see on YouTube, hell, things I see on YouTube that I really like, that this isn't that. This is real, raw, unfiltered. This is what it is, right? And so also, I don't have any notes. So if I catch a brain fart, please excuse me. But I'm Crystal. I'm a 32-year-old mama. I got 2 girls, 6 and 3. I'm married. I have been married for, this December will be 9 years. And I'm a social worker. Last year I graduated with my master's, and now I am a licensed master social worker, and I work in an inpatient setting. So that's just my background a little bit. And so now we'll just kind of go into how we got into working out, because currently, if you see my shorts, if you follow me on TikTok, if you follow me on, Instagram, really it's TikTok is where it started. Sidebar, I feel like every social media platform I have, I'm a different person, okay? So TikTok is where like all my workout content is posted, and I'll put my socials in the description. So if you've been following me for a while, you know that I'm heavily into working out and how we got here. So let's go all the way back to high school. I grew up very, very skinny mini. And I'll never forget, like, my first real boyfriend kind of basically telling me that, like, I was too skinny. Too skinny, needed to get some meat on my bones, blah, blah, blah. And I was like I was 16 at the time. He was like 17 going on 18. So super impressionable. So I started like eating a little bit more to gain weight. And I eventually did gain weight. But I mean, I think regardless, I was destined to gain weight because no one in my family is skinny. But I gained weight. And so junior year going into my senior year is when when I gained the weight, and when I noticed that like my body was significantly different than everyone else I went to school with, or played basketball with. Not that everybody on the team was skinny, because they weren't, but nobody else on the team jumped from a medium to a large over the summer either. You know what I mean? And it was damn near almost like a medium to like an XL. And even like my coach, I was just so ashamed, because even my coach, like, when we were trying on uniforms, like made a comment about it. So anyways, kind of that's where like body insecurity and stuff like that starts to, come into effect. So then I graduate high school. I start, I'm going to the doctor PCP by myself. And what's the topic of conversation? Wait. By the way, if y'all hear, noise in the background, I have 2 kids, okay? Again, unfiltered, not aesthetically pleasing. If you don't like it, this is your chance, okay? Because I can't promise that it's not gonna get louder. So, I'm going to the PCP, I'm going to the doctor by myself, and, you need to lose weight. Because this is where I'm going to get real transparent, y'all. Because on, like, TikTok, I just show, like, my body. But I don't talk about that number the number everyone hates to hear, the number on the scale. So, in high school, probably at my biggest, I was 160. So, I graduate, I get, fuck that guy. I stopped dating him. I get another boyfriend. You're all happy. You're on love. He's dating you, blah, blah, blah. So I gain weight. So, I'm going to the doctor. I'm probably 190. I'm starting to get up there 190, pushing 200 type stuff. And so finally, I went to my doctor and, they're like, you need to lose weight. Have you tried Adipex? No, I haven't tried Adipex. So, and at this point, I'm kind of like yo-yoing back and forth with working out. Not really changing my diet. I'm like smashing, when McDonald's had they 20 Mighty Wings, I was fucking them up. 2 Big Macs at a time. Like, but I'm yo-yoing with my working out and stuff. So she's like, do you want to try Adipex? So I try Adipex. And Adipex was great. Like, I would wake up in the morning, take Adipex, like half of Adipex, a pill, go work out. For y'all that don't know, Adipex is a weight loss medication. It helps increase your heart rate so that you burn fat faster. And it does have meth in it, or whatever the ingredients are for meth. So yeah, I now understand why meth heads are skinny. So I do that for 30 days and I get down to 180 basically. So I remember losing 20 pounds. So I had to be 200. So I got down to 180. But I'm a person that struggled with migraines and headaches. So the Adipex starts giving me really bad headaches. So my PCP takes me off of it. And so because on the Adipex, also it kind of makes you forget to fucking eat. It's an appetite suppressant as well, just like meth. So I, because I was working out, doing all of the things that, you're supposed to when you're on a weight loss medication, I was able to maintain that for a while. So, but eventually, the weight starts coming back in. I stop working out, go through a breakup. So me and this guy, we were together from 17 to when I was 20, about to be 21. So we break up. So by the time I get with my husband in 2015, I am 190. And that's me still thinking I'm fat, okay? Get with my husband, what do? Get all happy and stuff. So then the weight really starts getting in. So by my wedding day, 2017, I was 215 probably. So, we get married, we're living our life, we have kids. When I get pregnant with my first daughter, my pre-baby weight was 222. I gained 30 pounds with her. 30? Yeah, 30 pounds. So when I go in to give birth, I'm approximately 250. So give birth, breastfeed. Breastfeeding basically got me back down to my baby weight. But I know everyone's like, breastfeed. It helps you lose weight. They don't tell you that when you stop, you gain that shit back. And I'm talking about some stubborn fat. So stop breastfeeding 10 months after she's born. And I gained 15 pounds, 240. So 240 is where I am. There's like a 2-year gap in between my girls. So, I'm still trying to get with it. Like, I think I'm yo-yoing back and forth between 225 and 240. Really never really getting to 225, I don't think. Because again, even though I could, and I'm lying, no, I went like my sister and we were going on a cruise before COVID hit. And so I was doing like a moderate keto. This is probably the first time that I legitimately was like, let me fix the kitchen, what's going on in the kitchen. Because what they say is true, y'all. You cannot outwork a bad diet. Maybe when you're 18, your metabolism is fast as fuck. But at my age, I was probably like 25 now. So my metabolism has slowed down significantly. This is when I'm like, okay. And this is also when I start seeing like the benefits of watching what you eat, because I'm losing weight. Like, I think at one point I get down to like 215. Well, COVID happens. We're all locked in the house. So I think, 2 years pass, I get pregnant again. By the time I get pregnant again, I'm probably 223. So get pregnant again, I gain 40 pounds. When I go in to give birth, I am 260. Now, when I was 8 months pregnant, my father passed. So I give birth, and then postpartum and grief just all kicks my ass. I mean, it was kicking my ass. And so, so that was September. I gave birth in September. So October, November, December, January, February, March. 6 months postpartum. And hold on, y'all, because I need somewhere to put my feet. So it's 2023 at this point. I give birth in 2022. So 2023, I decide, I'm 6 months postpartum, and I'm like, I need an outlet. I gotta do something. And I always told myself, like, when you're done having kids, you're gonna lock the fuck in. So, 6 months postpartum, I start my master's. I stop breastfeeding. I'm at 240 again. So I'm like, shit. Like, I'm like looking for an escape. So I start going to the gym. Now, another thing about me, I hate the gym. I hate cardio in the gym. I do. And also, y'all, oh my God. Rewind. Again, don't judge. This is unfiltered, unesthetically pleasing. The year of my wedding, probably like I get married in December, August 2017. I'm trying to find cardio. Like I said, I hate cardio in the gym. I'm cool with weights. I hate cardio in the gym. So I'm like on YouTube, and because I'm like, I like to dance. I love to dance. It's one of my first loves. So I'm on YouTube typing in dance fitness, like, and I'm doing like a little bit of something, like, random videos that I find. I ran across Dance Fitness with Jessica. I will link her website and all of that in the description, because when I tell y'all Dance Fitness with Jessica, there's a fly. When I tell y'all Dance Fitness with Jessica changed my life, I mean that. So I found her on YouTube. I started doing some of her videos. I'm fucking with the music, okay? I'm like, yeah, I like this. What is it? Okay. Okay. So I'm really, I'm really vibing with her music. I'm really vibing. I'm really vibing with her music, blah, blah, blah. So eventually I started to build like a little playlist of her stuff on YouTube, like 30 minutes. And I would just do that consistently. And I'm not really, like my body's changing, because I did have some before and after pictures during that time. I'm not really losing weight because, again, I'm not really doing what I'm supposed to in the kitchen, but I'm having freaking fun, y'all. I'm having so much fun. So then she has a live stream app where at the time she was doing 90-minute workouts multiple times a week, and she would save these, and these were on the app for like $20. Did that shit. And so get married, blah, blah, blah. So I'm doing that kind of inconsistently between 2017 and 2019 up until I give birth. Give birth, start the keto thing, pair that with the dance fitness, okay? So I just wanted to say that because I had mentioned not wanting to work out in the gym. At this point, I have my go-to workout, which is Dance Fitness with Jessica. So fast forward back to 6 months postpartum, I need an outlet. So I start going to the gym because I have, at the time, I have a 3-year-old, I have a newborn, I have my husband. I know I'm going to therapy, but my therapist is not really convinced I have postpartum. She thinks it's just grief. But my sister, like basically all the women in my life were like, Crystal, you have postpartum. And then looking back, based on like some of the thoughts that I was having, like, yeah, I had postpartum. And it's so unfortunate now, myself being a mental health professional, it's so unfortunate that I had that experience, especially as a Black woman. My therapist was Caucasian at the time, because I feel like the next 2 years would have changed significantly for me if I would have been validated in what I was going through. But it was just kind of like, oh, go watch this meditation video. Oh, spiritually, just, I don't know. Never received a diagnosis or anything. And I'll never forget our last conversation. The last thing she said to me was like, you just need to go home and go get some sleep. But anyways, so that's what I was dealing with at the time. So I started going to the gym. And I'm not even really going to the gym to lose weight at this point. I'm going to the gym to stabilize. I'm going to the gym to get my mind back right. I'm going to the gym, because I'm in my master's program online too, y'all. So I'm just going to the gym for an escape. I hate the gym, but I also understand I need to leave my house. I have to. So I'm going to the gym. I started going to the gym with my friend Crystal, and we started working out together. And so then, like, I'm in love with that, because one thing, like, I've always been in love with fitness, like learning about it, and I've learned so much along the way. I would say for sure, what, 18, I'm 32, 10, that's a 14 years. Like, my fitness journey has been a 14-year journey on and off. The goal has always been for me to be in the best shape of my life. And I just, never gotten there up until this point. So, one of the things that I always lacked in my fitness journey that I always wanted was a freaking workout partner. That's all I wanted. So my girl Crystal going to the gym with me, like, changed my life. We were having so much fun, blah, 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 blah. So then the winter comes, and I'm like, ugh, it's getting darker, sooner outside. So I start staying home and jumping back into dance fitness. And then at that point, because when I started after in the spring, when I started, I wasn't really watching what I was eating still. But because I was consistent, remember that word, consistent, with working out, like, basically I had days when I knew when I was going, and I had body parts, that I was working out. So with that consistency, I did start to see significant changes in my body. Not too much on the scale. Like, I probably at most went from 240 to 230. I mean, 10 pounds is 10 pounds, but that's from March to October. So some would say that's not great progress. For me, that was cool. So I come back home because, it's getting cold, it's getting dark outside. And while I was going to the gym, I think I was dealing with a lot of postpartum anxiety too. Because I would be like, oh, my husband's at home with the baby. I've been at the gym for 45 minutes. Like, I got to get home. Like, I was just always worried that I was taking too much time for me. My husband never, as my current therapist would tell me, there's no evidence of that. My husband never even acted like me going to the gym was a bother. So, I'm working out at home. I'm sorry if this video is all over the place. Again, I will give you the warning. If it is not the vibes, this ain't for you. So anyway, so come home, start doing dance fitness with Jessica. And then I'm like, Crystal, it's time. You have to start tracking your food. You have to start taking in more protein. You have to start watching your carbs, watching your macros. So I get this BMR. What do you need? Do not come back in here. Okay. So again, I mentioned, over the course of, because at this point, I'm 28, going on 29. So at this point, this is a decade-long journey. I've learned so much along the way. One of the things that I learned was about your BMR. Hold on. Your basal metabolic rates. So how much energy, how many calories you're burning a day. So you know how they say you have to burn more calories than you use. So your basal metabolic rate is how many calories, how much energy you use regularly. So based on your job, based on your metabolism, like how much, So, I think because at the time I had like a little sit down job, I wasn't really burning that much. So it gave me how many calories I needed to eat. And then based on your BMR, your calories, you should be in a deficit. And that's what they mean by being in a calorie deficit, so that you could lose weight. You guys, coming from someone, again, who's been doing this for 14 years, I've tried it all. There's no way you can lose weight without being in a calorie deficit. And there was times where I thought I was in a calorie deficit and I wasn't. And you know how I learned it? By tracking my food. So also, one thing that I didn't mention in that decade-long journey, when I said I learned a lot, is I was back and forth with MyFitnessPal. Love that app. So with MyFitnessPal, even though my weight yo-yoed, my journey yo-yoed, I did learn about the foods, how much protein was in them, how much fat, carbs, like the things that I loved. And one of the things that I really did learn along the way is fast food, like, is probably the biggest enemy, okay? And anytime that I would lose weight on the scale is because I cut out fast food. So anyways, I calculated up my BMR, started really paying attention to my macros being protein, carbs, and fat. And then, lo and behold, from October to January, I dropped from 230 down to 221, y'all. What is it? You can go play blindfold in your room. You don't need to come in here to tell me that. So, October, go from 230 down to 221, 220. I've lost 9 to 10 pounds. And it is at that moment, it clicks. It clicks for me. And this is 2024 going into 2025. I'm like, this is what I gotta do. It sucks. It sucks. But this is what I gotta do. I gotta watch what the fuck I eat and I gotta exercise. So I continue on with Dance Fitness with Jessica. Amazing. And also, y'all, just another rewind. Back in the day when I was, yo-yoing back and forth with workouts, I had tried, at the time it was called Stay Down Fit and Oh My Glutes. And this is two fitness coaches out of Atlanta. They do streaming services. And so I tried them, and at the time I stopped because I was like, this is so much for me. Like, I'm not ready for this. It was hard. Like, my shins were hurting, my feet was hurting. It was hard. So 2025, Dance Fitness with Jessica. And so I'm still doing that. At this point, y'all, I've lost my workout partner because in the winter we both, she doesn't like that seasonal change. So she, went home and I went back to my at-home workouts. So Dance Fitness with Jessica, I'm still consistently doing it from January to August. Between January and August, y'all, I get down to 212. That is the lowest weight that I have seen at this time over the course of a decade. I'm geeked as fuck. Geeked. And on the start of this journey, y'all, I told myself the scale will not define me. So what really kept me on this journey was pictures and videos. Like, every so often when I would look at myself and I'd be like, I think we've seen some change, I would take a picture and I would compare it to my initial picture, and that stuff kept me going more than the scale. If I would have followed the scale, I would have gave up. But those pictures, the measurements, the videos really kept me going because I saw the progress. So I'm like, you're not doing anything wrong, you're just taking your time. So 212. Well, in August, I faced another death. And so that really kind of like threw me back some. So in August, I went from 212 to February of this year, back up to 221. And I was still working out and stuff like that, but I had fell off with my food because, I'm busy. Like, because now that my sister-in-law has passed, we are essentially sharing custody with my mother-in-law with her my sister-in-law's 3 boys, my nephews. So, like, I'm busier. So I don't really have the time to sit, meal prep, think about like the healthy foods. I'm just trying to eat. Cause, yeah. So still working out though, like probably not as consistently, but I'm still trying to keep with the routine. So, February of this year, I said to myself, like, like it's time to like get back in it for real. You know what I mean? Like, you've had your time, but like, I'm not feeling like myself for real because I'm so, like, I done conditioned myself to be like working out. And I don't know if y'all have heard people say this, but like, people say my body feels good when I'm at this weight. That is so true. I never felt better than when I was at 212. And I can only imagine how I'll feel when I'm at 200 because that is my first goal. I don't know if I will look good at 140, 150 because if I'm honest, I feel like I look smaller than my current weight, which is 215. So I like at 140, 150, child, I'm gonna look like a crackhead. So right now I'm just going to try to get to 200 and see where I'm at because my goal is not skinny, my goal is healthy. So February, I decided like, let's get on it for real. So I started like cleaning my diet back up. And I started, also one thing that I started doing last year that I felt like really helped, and I'll link it down below in my Amazon storefront, is a sweat trainer, which really helped kind of get a lot of the pudginess off my midsection. So I then remembered, so Dance Fitness with Jessica, still loving her, but I also recognized maybe that's why we're not going anywhere, because I'm sitting at 221 for a while. I'm like, maybe we've plateaued with that. Maybe we need something a little bit harder. So I try to find Mecca, her Oh My Glutes. Well, she's rebranded to It's Day One. Her message is make everyone day one. Make every day one. She has a streaming service also, $15 a month. I will link that down below. So then I started doing her. I think I'm ready. Like, that was 2.5 years ago when I tried her. Like, I think I'm ready at this point. So, water break. So at this point also, y'all, I've kind of gone away from MyFitnessPal and I've gone to this app called Lose It. That's what I was using. That's what I was using basically when I started in 2025. Once I started tracking my calories, was Lose It. I don't know why. I just like it better. Or I think I like it because it kind of ties in that BMR, like how much you should be burning, so that I don't have to put in my workout. Because I think with MyFitnessPal, because it doesn't calculate that, like Lose It will be like, okay, based on what we know about you, you should burn 2,500 calories a day. I wear my watch, I connect my watch, and based on that, like based on my workout and stuff, it'll tell me like, okay, you've superseded that. Now you got bonus calories of like 400, 500 or whatever. So I really like that. Whereas MyFitnessPal, you put in what you eat, you put in your workout, and MyFitnessPal makes you think like, oh, you burn 300 calories. That's 300 extra calories that you have to eat. Not necessarily, because if I've been sitting on my ass all day, like, you know what I mean? So I just prefer that app better. So I started getting back on Lose It. I start back with It's Day One, which she's a lot of full body sculpt, glutes, like just a lot of sculpting. And oh my gosh, I have never seen my body change so much. Also, another thing that I did, which I said I would never do, but I think at the time, I think where I am now, I don't know. It was a little impulsive. Well, not impulsive. It's just so not like me. I'm a planner. But one day, me and my co-worker was talking. And also, sidebar, another reason why in February I decided that I needed to get back into it is because I had to go see a cardiologist about my heart. And that really scared the shit out of me. I got 2 kids. I'm 32. No, this cannot be my story. Absolutely not. So I'm talking to my coworker and I'm just kind of she's telling me, because she's been on the shot for like 4 months and she's lost like 17 pounds. And I love that for her. 17 pounds over 4 months. Like, that's slow and steady. So, she's kind of telling me like, yeah, I just do it every so often. I do a very small microdose. Like, I have a lot in the fridge if you want it. And so I'm like, no, it makes me nauseous. I heard it makes you constipated. Well, I'm on, probiotics and enzymes, which has helped my gastro system significantly because I deal with constipation. So at the time, I was dealing with constipation. So I was like, I can't be any more constipated than I am now. Or, like, I'm nauseous still. Like, I still deal with nausea when I'm like have headaches, when I'm hungry. Like, this is no different. So she gives me 0.25 of a semaglutide. I feel like that has helped, and I do that every other week right now. So I've done 2, today I did a 3rd dose. So I've done 2 doses over the course of 1 month. Do I feel like that has helped me in regards to when I say it's really sculpted, my body has really sculpted and leaned out? Sure. It's helped with food noise because, again, I mentioned I'm still just as busy as I was. One of the things that I was struggling with is because I was so busy, when I would get home and I'd be starving, I'm like, I gotta eat this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just eating, not just eating, but I'm like eating whatever because I'm hungry and I didn't have time to prep to give my body what it thrives off the most. So in regards to the shot, it kills the food noise so that I actually have time to sit and think like, okay, I get home from work. Okay, I know I need to eat, but I have time to actually think about putting good stuff into my body versus just rushing to eat because I'm starving, damn near about to pass out and shit. I mean, and yeah, it's probably helped me lean out and reduce fat. But y'all, I'm putting in the work, and I will tell anybody that does a semaglutide, a pill, whatever. I don't judge that you do those things. We all need the extra oomph. You know what I mean? But you got to do the work. I'm not saying you got to work out like me, but you do have to be mindful of what you're putting into your body. You absolutely have to, especially if you are over the age of 30. You should be not just devouring whatever the fuck you want, especially if you're black. We are what's the word? Predisposed to so many cardiovascular diseases, so many immune thyroid. Like, we're just so predisposed to a lot of shit. So we got to take better care of ourselves because health is wealth. So, as it stands right now, I am 215.8 pounds. I have done my third dose. And what brought me to YouTube? Well, again, I started on TikTok. What made me start posting on TikTok was I wanted to see the progress. Not only did I want to see the progress, there was a little part of me that wanted everyone else to see the progress. And there was a little part of me, it's not as large as it is now. There was a little part of me that like wanted to encourage others to get up and move anyways. You know what I mean? Because I had a lot of shit going on when I started. And I don't think I would be in this mindset without therapy. But looking back, I had a lot of shit going on and I chose to get up and move anyways. And so now I'm at a place where I feel so empowered and so drawn to motivate others. And one of the reasons is because Dance Fitness with Jessica motivated me, and so did Mecca. And they do it in such a community building way, and they do it in a way that makes it fun, powerful, confident. Y'all, Dance Fitness with Jessica, like the way that I move my body is with so much more confidence than I ever used to. And that is simply off of working out. Those two women really inspired me to want to do that. So now I almost like want to pay it forward. I want to inspire y'all because y'all, if you're a working mom or if you're a single mom, like whatever the case may be, we as women, we have so much on our plates. And sometimes we really convince ourselves that we don't have time for us. But we have to make time for us. Y'all, I will work a 10-hour shift, get off, go get my kids. My kids already know. My kids, my husband, they already know. When I say I'm coming home to work out, leave me be. I'm off duty. Yes, and one of the reasons why I went to the gym is because I didn't want to feel off duty, or I wanted to feel off duty. But like, I love working out at home, and I love that my babies get to see me work out at home because I hope that when they're older, they'll take their health seriously and want to work out. So more than anything, that's why I started TikTok, and it's, grown from there. Like, there are people that they will say like, oh, I haven't seen your workout videos in a while. Like, the fact that you even notice is huge to me. So this year, and 2 weeks ago, I just, again, impulsive, I was like, you know what? I want to motivate people on a larger scale. Like, it's more than just TikTok. Like, I want to hit up YouTube. I want to do longer form videos because I really want y'all to know you can do it. We talk ourselves out of it. Other motherfuckers tell us what we can and cannot do. Move anyways, okay? Because there's not a workout I've done and I was like, hated I did that shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's so rewarding. And it also gives me that little bit of boost, especially when you do it when you're off work. I know some people cannot do that, and that's cool. I just could not wake up at 5 a.m. to go. I tried it. It's hard as fuck. Do I want to be that way? Yes. Get off work and my fucking day be done? Yes. I'm not there yet, so I choose to work out after work. And it really works for me because then it's almost like it gives me the little energy boost that I need to go, okay, we got an hour and a half until bedtime. We got showers. We got dinner. Like, I got a little bit of pep in my step so that I could do those things. So that is my message. That is my reason why I want to do this, is because busy girls get fit too, okay? We get fit too. We can do just what the guys do. These dads, they make time to work out and stuff like that. We can do that too. It just starts with us. It starts with us, and it starts with starting. The hardest part of this journey, the hardest part was starting and staying. But when I tell y'all consistency, it did it. Because there were some workouts that weren't great. There were some workouts where I didn't sweat. There were some workouts I didn't finish, but I showed up every time I said I would. So I started and I said I was going to do 4 times. I did 4 times. When I upped it to 5, I did 5. When I upped it to 6, I did 6. I did what I said I was going to do for me. Because when we tell our mamas and our babies and all that we're going to do stuff, we do it. So when we say we're going to do stuff for us, we have to follow through or we're never going to do it. So that is my journey. That is how I got here. And again, my goal is 200 pounds, but not even that at this point. My goal is to inspire all of you. My goal is to inspire all of you to put you first and get up and move anyways, because busy girls get fit too. Okay? So that is my story. And I'm so glad I made it through without any more interruptions, y'all. But yes, I'm not here. I'm not trying to be a fitness influencer. Do I want to influence you to get up and move? Yes. But how you do it, don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, and there are some fitness influencers I follow and I love them. I love their journey. I love their progress. But I feel like they could be coming from like a social work aspect. I feel like they could be like a little rude, a little mean. You know what I mean? Like I see people that's like, oh, you ain't got money to pay for me to coach you, but you got money to go out, drink, blah, 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 blah. Who's to say that somebody is overweight because they're out drinking, partying, blah, blah, blah? Like, we don't know everyone's story. And I just hate when they use that angle to, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm not trying to be a fitness influencer. I'm not trying to get you to, I just want to get you to get up and move. Even if it's to, walk your dog, even if it's taking the steps at work, even if it's parking further away, just like get up and move. And working out can be so healing. And this is coming from someone who's healed twice, like grieved twice and chose working out as an outlet. I don't know if my journey with grief would be the same if I didn't choose that outlet. So if you like this video, let me know in the comments below. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe. That will let me know if y'all like this video. And also let me know what y'all want to see more of. I want to post more of like me, my long form working out. Do y'all want that? I'm thinking about doing like a little weekly diary of like, how I'm feeling weekly, because I don't want it to be just about fitness too. I'm busy. So, I do want it to be about fitness, but I'm busy and I'm still healing. I'm healing through a lot of shit. And so I'm trying to work through that through working out in a way as well. So, I've thought about doing like little diary entries of like, hey, I worked out this week 4 times, but I didn't want to do any of it. And this is why. So that y'all could see, like, I'm not just hopping up off the couch every damn day with glee wanting to work out. What really helps is, again, conditioning myself to do what I say, consistency, doing something that's fun. Enjoy what you do. Enjoy what you do. I would not be able to do this journey without Mecca throwing on some Glorilla in the middle of a workout, without Dance Fitness with Jessica hitting us with an Usher throwback. You know what I mean? So love what you do. Move anyways. And remember, busy girls get fit too, okay? So I love each and every one of you. And move anyways, okay? Bye.